Hey Nesters, welcome back to Nesting Haven. Today we're going to continue our Goodwill thrift along with me. So let's go ahead and get back to it. Let's see what they had today. I glanced at the mug section. Everything in the store is all new inventory. When they renovated, they were getting rid of all of the other stuff, sending it to other stores, they said, and everything in the store now is all new inventory. So that was exciting to be able to sift through and see new stuff. You know, I had seen things that had been sitting there for quite some time before they did the renovation. I do like how they moved the linen section. I didn't always get the chance to get down to where they used to have it because I would spend so much time looking at all of the hard goods. I could never get down there. I just ran out of time. So they have it pretty much right next to the hard goods now. And I like to see if I can find vintage pillowcases and sheets as well as any kind of vintage style fabrics because I do like to pick those up for photography. So that is what I'm doing here, glancing through, seeing if I can find anything that is vintage that I can either keep or resell or use for photos. I'm not one that normally will pick up pillows too often, but these caught my attention. They had this really neat vintage fabric to them. They were handmade, and there were two of them, which was great. Usually you only see about one, right? So I did end up picking these up. I don't know if I'm keeping them or reselling them quite yet because I do kind of like them myself. They are my style, so we'll see what happens there, but those were a fun find. Something I don't have a lot of luck finding, but I do like to try to find are vintage hand towels or towels. People just really prefer the old quality. I just think a lot of people do really agree that it had the best quality, way better than what you can get today. I did happen upon these vintage napkins, however. They had this beautiful yellow edging to it and embroidered florals. And I saw this one set here. They had two priced for $1, and then I ended up finding a matching set a little bit later on that went with that. I am a big time Cleveland Browns fan, and when I saw these I thought they were super great, but I really knew I had no place for them in my home. There was nothing it was going to really go with, so I put them back. I kind of felt bad about it. And here is the other set of napkins that I told you I found. I thought it was cute how they rolled up the linens into this basket here. It's a really nice way to display items. I don't know if they'll stick with that. You know, they had a little bit of extra time while the store was opening, but I thought that was really cute that they banded them all together in sets. And they seem to be pricing them a little bit higher because they banded them. I don't know. But they were a set of 4 for $4. So usually it seems like you would have got 2 for $1. They had a lot of pillowcases to look through. I don't often find them in a set, however, which is a little weird. You know, I was getting some just for the fabric alone, so I was looking through them obviously for that reason. But I just don't think most people pick up just one single pillowcase. I feel like a lot of people want matching pillowcases on their bed. So I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if this is a good seller for Goodwill or not, but I suppose there's people out there like me that are just looking for the fabric and probably can come up with some other uses for it. I think there is a way to make little girl dresses out of pillowcases as well, so maybe that is a use that people like to use them for. Now that I said that, I did find this one pair on the end here. It was in a beautiful purple and blue. I was surprised to see a set, let alone a nice vintage set, so that was definitely very cool. I love this clock. They did not change this section, this little wall here by the bathroom. They had just random junk before. It seemed to be much of the same. They didn't really organize this the best. But I really like this clock. It had a huge crack on the face plate of it. I ended up picking it up because I saw I could wiggle off the faceplate, and I don't know if I'll resell it like that. I was kind of considering just keeping it myself and maybe spray painting the outside because it was kind of scratched as well. So I'll see what ends up happening there, how I think the condition is and how it looks after I take the faceplate off, but I did have to get that. It was just too cute. I glanced at the blankets and there was a few more pillows that caught my attention. I saw this cow one, I had to check it out. It was quite large. The cow was eating grass. It was kind of weird. So I put it back, but definitely catches your eye, right? And then I went down here to look at the blankets, trying to find some quilts or afghans that I could pick up to resell, but I didn't have too much luck there. They ended up keeping the basket section in the same area as well, so it was kind of nice just to have a little bit of familiarity about the store. In my antique booth, baskets surprisingly always sold very well for me, so I do tend to glance through here, and I'm always looking for the vintage trivets, of course. I really like this. It was so wobbly, and you can see it's kind of leaning. I would have got it if it was in good condition because those look super cute when you put a little plant on them, but yeah. Obviously, I wasn't going to get it. It was just kind of bent. And this here, I believe, was a match holder. It was kind of nice. It was a large one, but I wasn't quite sure what I would do with it or if anybody would really want it. They had this interesting little wooden doggy for only $1. His bow was obviously jacked up, and I would have had to take that off, and I was going to get it because I thought, it would be a simple fix, but then at the last minute I saw that the tail was actually kind of destroyed. It had a big chunk of wood missing out of it, so I had to put it back. I did see this cute little heart-shaped shelf here. Has that nice little varnish on it. That was only a couple bucks, so I thought that was a pretty good deal there. I glanced at the Christmas items super quick. I saw this little elf on a shelf style ceramic book. I thought it was pretty cute. I believe they had $6 priced on the bottom. I know it looks a little blurry there, but I think it was $6, and it is obviously a more modern piece. I just didn't think the price was right to pick up because I would have obviously resold it, would have had it gone on eBay, and I maybe could have gotten 10 or 15 for it, but just wasn't in the mood to pay that much money for it. I got to keep my cost of goods pretty low. When it comes to Christmas, I really just seek out the vintage items. I'm not really into searching through a lot of it. I pretty much just scan it real quick and try to pull out whatever I see that looks vintage to me, and so that's why you don't see me sifting through a lot of items. This little nativity set caught my eye. I was trying to check out and see if baby Jesus and everybody was in there. I happened to see one of them were chipped as I was sifting through the bag, so I put it back. You see that guy there, he's chipped in the back, but super cute little set. It is a modern set. It looked a little bit older to me, but it was made in China, so I did put it back. I like to stick with the vintage for the most part. I was a little overwhelmed, admittedly, trying to navigate how they rearranged the store. They had the craft stuff over right beside where I was looking, so I just glanced super quick. I found this cute little set of buttons. The price was pretty good on it, and they were all brand new on their original packaging. I did go ahead and pick that up. I'm excited to open it up and sift through it. I don't really know exactly what was in there, but what I saw on the outside I liked, and I figured for the price I couldn't go wrong. I have sold buttons on my Etsy store before, so I thought it would be a pretty smart flip. I spotted this Dimensions cross stitch kit. I picked it up. I saw the $5 price tag on it, and that kind of scared me away, so I set it back down. That particular one actually does sell for pretty decent. It sells up in the mid to high 20s, so there definitely was probably a good profit for me to make there. If it's there the next time, I probably will go ahead and grab it. I really hope nobody is watching this saying, oh my goodness, I want this, because I almost put it in my cart because I was like, this is very unusual. People like their cats, but it was just kind of flimsy and I thought it was a little weird, so I ultimately put it back. But I was definitely hesitant. I was like, there's going to be somebody out there that wanted it, I'm sure. Having been used to the way it used to be, I navigated the store very weird. I was kind of in and out of different areas. I didn't quite, I don't know my path quite yet, so I'm sure over time I will have a routine once again once I get used to the layout. But I made it back over to where the hard goods were, and I checked out some items. One thing I noticed, they did get rid of that top layer of shelving that I always used to struggle to get stuff off of and to try to show you guys. So that was kind of interesting that they did that. So once again, another section of the store that has less inventory. But the other thing I noticed, I don't know if it's just because it was opening week and, this was like the 4th or 5th day they were open. They had been pretty wiped out. But normally these shelves were super full before, and I felt they were, not quite as full. They were very easy to just kind of look at and not really have to pick anything up to, move to the side to see anything. So that was a little different for me at the store as well. Those were some vintage Ruby Avon candlesticks that I was looking at. They had $5 priced on it. They are the smaller ones. There really wasn't money to be made there. I might have been able to sell it for about $12.99 with free shipping, and I would have ended up with a couple bucks when it was all said and done, so I don't think it would have been worth my time, for all the work it would have took to list everything, clean them up, ship them out, all that stuff. So you kind of have to weigh your options, right? This set got me super excited. This was probably the thing that made me smile the most in the entire store. I just thought it was so cute, this little wall decor choir. It's a hand-painted ceramic set. I see a lot of hand-painted ceramic pieces. You guys know that. That's one of my favorite things to pick up. And these were all reasonably priced. I think they're only $2 a piece. So those for sure went in my cart. Super cute. Great find. I love the looks to this bowl. It kind of looked like stained glass. It was super heavy. And this clock here, I do try to stick to vintage items, but I can sell things like this on eBay, right? It only had $4 priced on it. I thought it was beautiful. I have to do some research on it. I did pick it up. I'm not exactly sure the maker, but it has one of those little TikTok things that go on the bottom. It was off to the side there. I almost missed it because they didn't have it in the actual packaging that they had inside the clock. I was carefully picking the bear up here because I thought his head might come off, thought it was a cookie jar, thought it might be a piggy bank. It was just a knick-knack. I was surprised since it is a teddy bear. Super cute though. I don't normally like the teddy bears, but this one was definitely an adorable one. Tomorrow I am going to share the last part of this thrifting trip. I did have to break it up because, like I said, it is a large store, lots to sift through, as you can see. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next part of this thrift trip. And of course, I'll be sharing the thrift hauls of everything I purchased today as well in upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.